All in Sports Network. We love sports.
What a week of upsets in football.
Yeah.
Two top 10 college teams, no more NFL unbeatens, only one last NFL team with no wins. What's the most surprising of all of those to you?
I think the most surprising thing was you want to go NFL. I think Bills losing is kind of surprising.
All right.
And then college, I think both the preseason AP poll 1 and 2 are no longer ranked.
Right. Wow. That's crazy. All right.
Yep.
Well, I'm Kevin. This is my son, Liam. We're the Unstable Blues. Happy to present All Indiana Sports as part of the All In Sports and Rogue Media Sports Networks.
Yep, welcome back in. What a crazy week. We didn't do great, but we're still above 500. Can we do better this week and get our percentage more up into the Daniel Jones range? Let's go all in.
You can follow us on TikTok and Instagram at All Indiana Sports and on Twitter at All Indie Sports. And don't forget to like and subscribe on YouTube or wherever you get your podcasts.
Yep, we want you to be a part of this. Comment your picks right before Thursday Night Football. And if you get them all right, we'll shout you out on next week's Pick 6. But as always, before we make our picks for this week, let's take a look at last week's picks.
Yes, this all comes down to good mentality, good training. Farmhounds can help you train puppies with their healthy treats. That's what we like at Country Mountain Dogs. Click the link in the description for more. So we both had the Rams winning, and the Niners took them to overtime to win on Thursday Night Football.
Yep, both had the Eagles winning, and that did not happen.
No, the Broncos pulled it out. Then our one lone win of the game in the throwback game, the Bucks just put on a show with the Seahawks, and the Bucks won by 3.
Yep. Then we both had the Chargers, and we did not get that one.
Nope. And then, as you mentioned, the Bills couldn't get it done, and the Patriots came out with a grounded-out win.
Yep. And we both had the Chiefs winning, and the Jaguars ended up winning. There are 2 AFC South teams who are 4-1.
Yep.
The only division in football with 2 teams who are 4-1.
Yes,
and everyone's like the AFC South's the worst division in football.
What did I say just 2 years ago?
It will run through the South.
I said, give it within the next 5 years, the AFC will run through the South. Look at this. Okay. Mm-hmm. Well, that puts me at a record of 16-14.
Oh, the voice crack. And I am 17-13. Hopefully we can rebound from this week. Speaking of rebound, open goal rebounder and goal setup. Click the link in the description to find out more information.
Yes. Okay. So this week the lineup is let me make sure I got my graphics I didn't do on the recap, but here we go. The Cowboys at the Panthers.
Yep. This wasn't supposed to be one that we thought, but the Rico Dowdle coming back to Dallas. He ran for over 200 yards. That's crazy.
Yeah.
They beat the Dolphins, which, not hard to do, but they still beat them.
Right.
It was a comeback. Too.
These matchups are not necessarily they have to be great teams. They just have to be evenly matched teams. And as it sits right now, this is sort of the Cowboys beat the Jets and the Giants.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So there you go.
And this is not a normal Panthers team that is in the same realm as them. But I do think Dallas is starting to improve a little bit more. I think that Dallas will win this game. Although I would not be surprised if Carolina ends up winning.
It is in Carolina. And they've got a little bit of momentum and a bit of a vibe right now. So I am going to say that the Panthers are going to get this one done, shock the world, and beat the Cowboys. And everybody here in Central Texas is going to be all in misery. I'm going to love it.
Yep. Next game is the Seahawks in Duval against the 4-1 Jags.
Okay. The Jaguars have already beaten the 49ers, who beat the Seahawks. And I'm going to say, and and this is one of those West Coast team playing East Coast at 10 in the morning their time. And I'm gonna say the Jaguars are gonna keep rolling right now.
I would agree. I think the Jags are a very, very good team right now. They beat the Chiefs on a comeback win. Very exciting game to watch the comeback portion of it, especially that Trevor Lawrence tripping twice on
Right.
put them above. You look at that and you're like, wow, both of those teams are either really good or Trevor Lawrence is just the luckiest man on earth.
That whole drive was just maddening because he did some stuff that just so basically quarterback stupid, like trying to take a dive between two linebackers with the clock running and losing yardage instead of throwing it out of bounds. But then a couple of those passes were just incredible. I don't know what to make of that whole last bit.
I really don't. But I do have the Jaguars winning.
Okay. So then you have the newly Flaccoed Bengals against the Packers in their 1923 throwbacks, which is the same year that Joe Flacco joined the league. So there you go.
I have the Packers here, coming off their bye week, right?
Yes.
I think coming off their bye week, so they had rest to be a team who does not have a good offensive line, and that's probably their main problem. And then they just put a statue back there, which I don't know why they think that's going to fix anything. If I were them, I would have gone out, gotten either Russ or Jameis. That's just me, though. Or just stick with Browning.
Right. I mean, we did pick Jameis or Russ, mostly Jameis, to be with the Colts. Another guy that we might mention a little bit later this week as well.
Yeah.
So
But
you got the
I got the Packers winning this. Michael Parsons is going to eat them up.
Yeah, the Bengals are dead in the water at this point.
Always look so promising. And then
the only real reason this ended up here in our picks is because of the throwbacks, and there just wasn't another good game to pick, so we went to uniforms. So I've got the Packers coming up big and strong in this one.
This next game, though, is going to be a good game. Battle between 2 4-1 teams.
Yep.
49ers and Tampa playing the Bucks.
The battle for the go ahead.
Another West Coast to East Coast time switch, all that stuff. So
yes, I am not sure that the game isn't a later game, though.
Even if it is a later game, it's the
trip. But I always say it's the time that really matters.
I'd imagine it's a late game slate.
It is. It is a 3:25, so it's going to be like it's the game of the week, you know. So this is the battle for the NFC right now. I mean, obviously you got the Lions as well, 4-1.
Eagles as well.
But you know, here we go. This is a prime matchup, game of the week. Here we go. Man, this is really tough, honestly.
Is it tough? Is it tough because you like the Niners? You don't want to choose against them?
It is, but the 49ers have just been like surprisingly good for no apparent reason whatsoever.
It's because
they've lost so many people.
Their best player has decided not to get injured.
They have so many injuries, but yet they just keep going. I saw a meme today that was like, do you have a quarterback? No. Or do you have a wide receiver? No. Do you have a tight end? No. Do you have a quarterback? No. Then how are you still winning? We have Christian McCaffrey. That was it. It was a Seinfeld kind of thing. So at some point it's going to run out. And I think on the road in Tampa Bay is probably as good a time as any for it to run out. So I'll say the Bucks.
I think it is a good time because the Bucks are also a very good team. The Bucks now have all 3 of their wide receivers. Yes, 3. All 3 of their wide receivers could be number ones on other teams. Mm-hmm. They have Mike Evans, who is the number one, who may not even be the number one for the Bucks.
Yep.
It may be Egbuka, who could be a number one for someone else. And then they have Chris Godwin back. So who's
the number one on many other teams.
And then they have Baker throwing them the ball. Baker is one of my favorite quarterbacks.
He is very much an MVP conversation right now.
He has so much spunk to him. I think I've gone on a rant on this podcast before about Baker, but I just love watching him play. I watched the Oklahoma versus Texas Tech game, him throwing for like 800 yards versus Mahomes throwing for like 700. That game was so much fun to watch. Baker just provides a show. Every single game that the Bucs have been a one possession game, and I would not be surprised if this is one as well. So I'm looking for the Bucs to win this one, though.
All right, there we go. We're all the same except for the first one. So 2 more left. Sunday Night Football, Lions at the Chiefs.
Yep. Last time these two teams played was after the Chiefs had won the Super Bowl. And the Lions got the better of them then. Lions will continue to get the better of them now. The Chiefs are nowhere near as good as everybody expected them to be. And I think that's the refs just don't throw the flags. And
yeah, even though they did, they had that Schuster pick play that was so pass interference. It was not past. It was definitely past 1 yard. But as soon as Patrick Mahomes came up there and said that was 1 yard, they changed everything because he said that. Drive me crazy. But yes, I thought that if any week was going to set the Chiefs right, it was going to be last week. It didn't get right. There's no way it's getting right against the Lions. They can't keep up as far as firepower with the Lions, no matter where it is. So I have the Lions winning this one. Also, it's not a cold game, which usually has been the kryptonite for Jared Goff. So
yes, this is true. Last game of the week is the Bills and the Solo Buffalo uniforms versus they're in Atlanta playing the Falcons. The Falcons have the red helmets, and this is also Monday Night Football. So maybe not the greatest of games, but the Patriots beat the Bills. Falcons aren't looking terrible, so maybe it's a sneaky good game.
Falcons coming off a bye week where they just beat the Commanders, the Jaden Daniel-less Commanders. Before the bye. And as we've mentioned a few times, the Falcons are one of these teams like, whoop, yes, no, they can't make up their mind. And this may be an opportunity at home to make up their mind if Buffalo has any hangover from their loss. But I don't think they will, so I think the Bills get it done.
Yep, I agree. I think that the Bills will get it done. Kind of put the Falcons to rest. For this game, at least, we'll see if their bipolarness continues. Joi Baby sleep sacks can also help you put your little one to rest. Click the link in the description for some more information.
Yes, we want you to be a part of this, though. So comment your picks before Thursday Night Football. And if you get them all right, unlike we have not done this year, we'll shout you out on next week's Unstable Picks.
Also, I noticed the graphics has stayed Dallas against Carolina the whole time. It's fine.
I know. There we go. So there's that game, and then the other game, and then I even changed the uniform little thing there.
Yep, I see that.
And then this one, and then and this one, and then of course, once again the uniforms. You got the red helmet there. There was nothing to really do the red Solo Buffalo helmet any different. I figured if I made it all white, then you would lose kind of the other colors. So there you go.
Yeah.
Now you're welcome. Okay, well that's it. That's all the time we have for today. We'll be back tomorrow with our Crimson Cutback look at IU football and the all-important top 10 game in Eugene, Oregon this week, and then finish off the week with our Colts-Cardinals preview to see if the AFC South can be better than the Cardinals 2 weeks in a row.
Yeah, well, this is Liam.
And this is Kevin.
Reminding you to stay all Indiana.
All in Sports Network. We love sports.